This week on The Ninja Wore Tennis Shoes. The evil ninja Okasa continues his search for McAllister. No, not that McAllister. Before he gets the info, he needs to beat up this class of black belts. It's Shokasugi, so he takes them out without breaking a sweat. This week's episode, written by today's Tom Sui. Since he's proved himself, the teacher tells Okasa that McAllister has gone to New Orleans. Oh, we're gonna get a Mardi Gras episode?
Girls Gone Wild is traveling coast to coast.
Max, the cover model for Punchable Faces magazine, is talking to McAllister. McAllister thinks the girl he saw in a newspaper is his daughter, which is why they're heading to New Orleans this week. He's tied up as a preventative measure to keep from strangling Max.
Houdini used ninja escape techniques.
The great ninja Houdini. So, I guess this is gonna be the ninja trick of the week? It's Mardi Gras, right? This float looks like Grandpa from Silent Night, Deadly Night. Over at the local newspaper, a reporter is arguing with her editor. McAllister's daughter is an informant and told the reporter about an evil guy named Beaumont, a senatorial candidate who is dealing illegal arms on the side. Not the A-Team van arrives in town.
Then one morning she was gone.
Just like that. And 29 years later, you discover you're a father.
Doesn't everybody?
Oh, you sly dog. Beaumont's no-goodnik patrol tries to kidnap the reporter Eve. Good thing the ninjas arrived to beat them up in slow-mo. When you show things in slow motion, that means it's going really fast. They hear police sirens, so the bad guys escape. Eve thanks them for the rescue.
Your daughter told me all about you.
How? They've never met, and I'm pretty sure that she has no idea they're looking for her. They take the reporter to the safety of the free candy van, all while Okasa is planning his next move. In a local pub, they get some lunch. Eve explains what she knows about Beaumont. Just then, Roger's mama! This is Blind Willie. She explains that this bar has been in her family for generations. Crazy Mrs. Milburn mistakes McAllister for a guy she used to date. He very kindly brushes her off in a gag that I'm sure will pay off later in the episode.
You got me to cut chemistry class?
How could I forget?
They try to get Terry's whereabouts, but Eve says she's gone into hiding for safety. Eve goes to leave, and Max tries to schmooze in on her.
Listen, I'll walk you back to your office.
Thanks.
Don't fall for it, Eve. You don't want to end up as this week's Keller's Conquest. Willie comes over to tell them about Beaumont.
That girl's right about one thing. Austin Beaumont's a bad dude.
But is he a bad enough dude to rescue the president? That night on Bourbon Street, TV-friendly debauchery. The ninjas go to crash a party at Beaumont's plantation.
I assume the $2 million I advanced you will cover my modest appetite.
That kind of money you think you could afford a better toupee. It's a costume party, so McAllister walks in with his ninja gear, and Max... Oh God, Max! Max overhears the conversation about the illegal shipment. He goes to tell McAllister, but it's Okasa. Okasa gives Max his beating of the week. Seems the audience is also happy to see Max's face plant. Beaumont strikes up a conversation with the ninja.
My name's John Peter McAllister.
Should a ninja openly identify himself to the villain? McAllister gives the henchman the flick of distraction. The bad guys go to throw Max out, but he does this.
There's no problem. It's just...
I'm now convinced Van Patten bribed the writers, so every week all the pretty actresses swoon over him.
Catch you later.
McAllister shows up to rescue him again. Maybe he should tell him Okasa's at the party? Nah. The next day, the newspaper prints the article about Beaumont. He's not too happy about it.
If I did half of what they say I did, we wouldn't have to rob the armory.
I only wish I was this evil. He tells the henchmen to take care of his enemies. The ninjas go to the park to intercept Beaumont's cronies. They clumsily distract the bad guys and steal the package. They open the envelope to discover an airline ticket. Wow, back then there was a smoking and non-smoking section on a plane. Just then, Okasa shows up for this week's duel. McAllister runs away so they could replace him with his stunt double in a bald cap. McAllister flubs a hit and lands in the water. Going by the Last Ninja rules, ninjas immediately die if they fall into water. I guess he's done for. Max is talking to Eve about Terry. Oh, he just never stops, does he? The bad guys arrive to reclaim the plane ticket. Max tries to fight, but they throw him into a printing press. The bad guys escape with Eve while Max is out cold. Over at the bar, McAllister visits Blind Willie. Max is talking to the editor and the police. Is his face lopsided? They don't believe his story because of his police record. Back at Beaumont's, it seems they're doing some computer hacking. One keyboard? Rookie. Willie patches up McAllister. Max uses his broad daylight ninja skills to infiltrate Beaumont's place. It goes about as well as it usually does. They drop Max into where they're keeping Eve. Oh, my hero. McAllister uses his ninja memory skills to figure out that the plane ticket was a phony. The number was really a code for something. It seems the code is to disable an alarm at a local armory. Look at this pro-level hacking!
Level 4.
Max tries to use the Houdini gimmick he learned at the beginning of the episode to escape. It doesn't work, so he improvises. He gets free just in time to hide and land on the bad guys. They escape, only to get caught. Luckily, McAllister shows up to help. They drive away and the bad guys go after them, but surprise, Tetsubishi!
A newspaper woman who's after my blood and 2 transients.
Transients? Max and McAllister steal the truck from the bad guys. They head to the pier to catch Beaumont. Okay, I get that Max would have trouble with one of the henchmen, but the greatest ninja of all time can't take out a politician. The police arrive just in time to arrest everybody. McAllister blows up the boat. Somehow, it's now nighttime. McAllister brings Beaumont in for ninja justice. Later that night at Willie's, McAllister tells Eve he knows that she's been lying this whole time.
You said Terry told you all about me. Aside from my living in Japan, she doesn't know anything about me or my life.
Ah, and here I thought it was just bad writing. Ah, good on you, TV show. She then explains she has to tell her editor that she fabricated parts of her story.
There's something called ethics, integrity. I'll have to tell my editor.
Ethics and integrity? Now she'll never get a job at Kotaku. Willie talks to McAllister, and Eve goes to thank Max. Oh no, here's the payoff for that joke from an hour ago.
Bernice! Alice! Here he is!
Looks like McAllister is gonna get lucky again. This week's episode, Fat Tuesday, was directed by Scottish director Sidney Hayers. He's directed tons of TV, from The Greatest American Hero, to Knight Rider, to Acapulco Heat. This week's love interest, Eve, was played by actress Susan Case. After this, she had a small part in an episode of Cheers, and then it seems she left the industry. Mabel King was Blind Willie. While she's best known for playing Mama Washington in the TV series What's Happening, she's also starred in movies like Ganja and Hess, The Jerk, The Wiz, and even reprised her role as the Wicked Witch of the West in the Broadway version of The Wiz. Sadly, her life in the late 80s took a terrible turn for the worse, with numerous tragedies too sad to discuss here. She died on November 9th, 1999, due to complications from diabetes at the age of 66. Another episode of The Master Down. While not as action-packed as some of the previous episodes, the story on this one was interesting, and the directing made it feel more engaging. The episode flew by, and we got to see Max on the receiving end of more than a few beatings. It's the highest-rated episode of the series, according to the IMDb. That's gotta make Mama happy.